Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today, we have the super long overdue updated running back tier list. I believe I last updated this late November. It is now late December. So, you know, it's a month, about a month, maybe a month and a week. Something like that. But I'll be honest, I've been dreading making this video because there's going to be a couple rankings on here that people are not going to like. I think there might already be some on this front part before I even got started with ranking some of the more high-end guys. But of course, if you want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, comment what running back you're using right now on your squad. Comment your RB1. And of course, the shout out for today's video goes to my man Bugger8801 for commenting the quarterback that he's using right now in Ultimate Team. And of course, if you are in the 51% of people who watch the videos and are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications, stay a while. You know, we do post this daily Madden 24 content, and I would of course appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Okay, so let's just get it started. Let's just do this. Let's just start talking about this guy right here, Todd Gurley. To me, easily one of the most debated cards in Ultimate Team right now, and I'm telling you right now, this card is not great. In my opinion, I'm actually even overrating where I have him right now, which people are gonna be, when you see where I rate the highest, one of the highest overall cards in the game, you might be a little bit surprised. So Todd Gurley, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 96 juke move. You would expect this card to move amazing, play amazing, all that good stuff. But to me, you go back and watch the gameplay I made on this Todd Gurley card. He moves slow, doesn't play well. And keep in mind, I had him with 97 speed, which was the fastest at the time, and the card just didn't play well. And if you have Todd Gurley, please sell him for as expensive as you can because he's not worth it at all. And already I see the comments. I'm putting him in between Payton Hillis and Barry Sanders. I actually would rather use this version of Payton Hillis over that Todd Gurley card. I'm not even kidding. Without question. He just played better than me. It's not even without question, bro. And next up, we have one of my favorite budget cards in the game. I say budget because a budget's different for everybody, but under 100K, 93 speed, 92 acceleration with a good juke move. This card plays well. I played against him a couple times, pretty good pass catcher. I like the Keaton Mitchell card. No, obviously no discounted abilities, but still, jukebox is nice. 93 speed is at par pretty much with a lot of the good cards in this game right now. And if you have the chill out strat card, potentially 94 speed right now on Keaton Mitchell is really, really nice. So Keaton Mitchell, I'm still gonna put him at B tier, but a really good card for 100K. I mean, it's tough to beat what that card's able to do for his price tag right now. And next man up is the 93 speed Austin Ekeler, which honestly might be a little bit too high. If you saw that video of him running in the open field, I think it came out, I don't remember what game it was, but he did not look like he was moving too well. But Austin Ekeler, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 5'10", 200. Of course, Ekeler is going to be a really good pass catcher with 90 catching and 88 short route running, as well as good carrying, good juke movement, and things like that. For discounted abilities, he of course will get jukebox if you want to run it, but grab and go really makes no difference on next gen. And RB Apprentice, most people, they're not running hot route master right now because they're running set feet. So if that's you and you still want to have those hot routes out of the backfield, having that discounted RB Apprentice could definitely be for you. And actually, how many discounted RB Apprentices do we have? We have Hillis, McCaffrey, Barry, Dre. So there's a lot of them still. So it's not like he's that exclusive, right? So I would probably end up putting Austin Ekeler pretty much around Barry Sanders, pretty similar. I would probably lean this version of Barry. Although we didn't look at him, I'll pull him up right now. I would probably lean that version of Barry, although he is one speed slower. This card does, any Barry card this year just moves well. If you used his free card that's even down here, he plays probably better than his stats, so it should suggest. So, and even like a pretty good pass catcher. So, and here are the discounted abilities. And of course, he does also get some special X factors too if you want to go that route, which is kind of tough to make him activate. But this was pretty easy. Rush 6 yards, rush 6 times for 1+ yards. So, it's the little things like that would put this version of Barry over Austin Ekeler. And next man up is the limited time Saquon Barkley, 93 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 carrying, good juke, good spin, good truck, good stiff arm, all that good stuff. A decent pass catcher, and of course, for discounts, he does get 1 AP jukebox, which I love. Spin cycle doesn't make much sense to really use, but I do love the jukebox. And right now, I feel like at running back, I like the guys that get the special X factors, because especially on these, especially on like the All Madden or the cover athlete cards, not All Madden, the cover athlete cards. You are going to get some good benefits from like running the ball 6 times. You're going to get freight trained for a little bit, which makes a big difference, right? So the fact Saquon maybe if he had like a special X factor would maybe be up in the S tier realm, but to me, him not having that, I do think he plays better than Hillis as far as straight up, but I would maybe lean even this Hillis because of the abilities. but I do like discounted jukebox, and I do like how Saquon cards play. So with that being said, Saquon to the top of A tier. The next man up is the 93 Dre Archer. 95 speed, 95 acceleration. And I would say Dre Archer moves very Barry-like. I think Barry is probably one of the cards that moves super unique to me. Like, you really can feel the agility and the COD and things like that. You feel all those things. But the closest guy to that, I think, is Dre Archer. 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 94 agility, 94 awareness. The one big problem with this card that, to me, keeps him out of S tier is the carrying. If he had even 85 carrying, I think I would put him up in S tier. But, you know, I haven't really had that many problems fumbling with the card. But also, I don't really use him, 20 snaps a game. Use maybe 5 to 10 snaps a game. So, that sample size is obviously much smaller, and I keep it in the back of my head that if he gets hit, he might fumble. So I do kind of keep that in the back of my head. But good pass catcher, 88 catching, 87 short route running. Could definitely play slot receiver for you. But Dre Archer, I'm gonna put him at the top of A tier for now. I love the speed. This card moves really, really well. But just keep in mind, if you are going to use that card and buy that card, keep in mind he will carry. He will fumble. Low carrying. It's a little bit scary. And the next man up is the 94 overall Christian McCaffrey. 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 carrying with 95 juke move, 95 COD, 85 catching, 85 short route running, 85 release. And for discount abilities, he of course does get either jukebox or RB apprentice depending on what you want. Christian McCaffrey, to me, is the best of these A tier running backs. With that being said, I'm gonna put him at A tier. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The stats are amazing. The discount abilities are good. CMC cards always play well. So, I think there's like kind of two tiers of running back right now. It's the cover athletes and special X factor guys that also have good stats. And there's these guys that don't kind of get everything perfect like the S tier guys do, but are still definitely viable, which is, CMC, Dre Archer, Saquon Barkley, this 93 Payton Hillis, Todd Gurley. All these guys can play well. Even Bijan Robinson getting that freight train is pretty interchangeable here with this Cordero Patterson card. So, I think CMC is the best of all these A tier guys, though. Being able to, catch passes, not fumble the football, have a good juke move, get discounted jukebox, have good speed and acceleration, have a good build. He checks really all those boxes for an A tier running back. And next up, we have the LTD cover athlete Barry Sanders. 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 96 agility, 90 jumping, under 90 carrying, but a good juke move, high COD. Also having a pretty solid stiff arm as well with good strength. A good break tackle and a solid pass catcher across the board. 5'8", so to me, these smaller backs, I like them this year. I think it's very, the way that tackling kind of works, where the warp tackles aren't as good this year, being kind of small and shifty, there's definitely is benefits to that, as well as there are benefits of you being big, like Derrick Henry or a guy like that who could fall forward. But to me, being able to squeeze through the tight holes, no pause, with a smaller running back just kind of feels nice this year. And I think that's why I kind of have liked using Dre Archer, because he's a little bit different than using a guy like Derrick Henry. For 1,000,000 coins, not really that bad of a buy, but the main reason why I like this card is because he does get first one free Collector's Edition, which basically means that he gets an X Factor as an ability and it cannot shut off. So no matter what, the first juke move of every single carry is going to make the guy miss every single time. So yeah, you can stack jukebox with it too, and run it for 3 AP and probably make the best setup possible. But in my opinion, you really don't need the jukebox, because no matter what, it's going to feel like you kind of have jukebox, because to me, Barry's juke move is so good, and you also are going to trigger an animation the first time every single time. So if you want to save 1 AP, you don't need to run jukebox. But this one right here, I would definitely run it on Barry Sanders, as well as him getting, the freight train X Factors too, which will start on. It does start on Barry, and then it comes back after 6 1-yard carries, which is absolutely ridiculous. As well as if you want to go with evasive, if you want to save the AP there, you can do that too. As well as the first one free, which I wouldn't use because you should be using the 2 AP here. So probably the best setup right now on this Barry card, it would be this. Run this for 2 AP, and then I would say run freight train. That's what I would do, and that's just broken. You're going to have the first juke. You're going to make him miss, and then you're going to have also the first, tackle attempt. You're going to make him miss too, which is pretty OP, and you can move like crazy. I guess he's not as fast, or he's as fast as CMC, and slower than, of course, Dre Archer, but without question, having those abilities, having those extra things, that it's just nice to have on these running backs, right? It's just nice to have. They're kind of it's kind of passive, and then eventually it lights up and the car can go crazy, even if your run game is getting stuff that day. Only 6 1-yard carries is easy. Anyone can do that, right? Even a gold card can do that. You know what I'm saying? So Barry Sanders easily is S tier. Next up, we have Derrick Henry, and admittedly, I may have kind of overhyped this card when I first used him. I've been using him a lot more, obviously, and I honestly am leaning towards selling the card for almost $2 million. I just don't know. Derrick Henry, 94 speed, good acceleration, When I first used this card, he felt really shifty, felt really nice for a Derrick Henry card, which I still do think he does. I still think he is a top 4 running back in this game right now. I still think he's very good, but for me, my running style, which is a lot of stretch runs, there probably is better options for me because Derrick Henry doesn't get the good juke move. It doesn't matter how high his juke move rating is or what his juke, or if he gets jukebox or not. Because of his weight, he cannot get that quick, short juke animation that the smaller guys are able to get, which does suck. I would definitely say that for sure. Be able to run a stretch and then juke back and things like that. You see it on tight ends. It's so viable. Like, it's so important. Like, you need it. So Derrick Henry, he's nice, but even with, of course, getting the angry runs for 0 AP. And by the way, his angry runs, it doesn't work the same as Payton Hillis, which I'll show you in a second. You see, you already need 2 touchdowns in order to get it back once you lose it, which is pretty tough to do in a game. And yeah, you can run indoor baller and homer and make that one, but still, that's an AP you're going to have to waste. He does get persistent, which keeps it on for 2 more plays. But the reason why Derrick Henry to me is not going to be number 1 is just because he doesn't fit everyone's play style. If you're going north and south of him a lot, he can, it's happened with me where he falls 5 or 6 yards and 3 straight carries, and then the opponent needs to start like basically getting 2 guys down there as fast as possible, and you're able to, it opens up the pass game. So that could happen for you too. Still a very good card. Is he worth $2 million? No. And did I overhype him when he first came out? Yeah, I did. I won't lie. But still, I'm gonna put Derrick Henry down here at S tier. Or up here at S tier. Still, to me, a top 3 running back in the game. And next up, we got Payton Hillis, and my goodness, do I love this card. If you didn't watch my video on this card, it's called The Power of 99 Trucking in Madden 24. If you want to see this guy play, he's literally insane. And the reason for this is that he is 240, and I believe we were talking about in the chat, the weight threshold that cuts off a good juke move is I think it's 246 it was, I'm pretty sure. So anyone above that cannot get the good juke move. So Payton Hillis being basically perfectly optimized, 6'1", so does cover a lot of ground like Bo Jackson's juke move did. But also having 94 speed, 93 acceleration, good trucking, good stiff arm, good juke move, and a very good pass catcher as well. So good build, good juke move, and also good abilities as well. So if we take a look at the angry runs for this version of a card, you are going to see all you need is 8 1-yard runs to make it reactivate. Unlike Derrick Henry's, where it's 2 touchdowns, all you need is 8 1-yard carries, which is super easy to obviously do. Just run the ball 8 times, and if you're a runner, you're doing that probably already. And also this ability right here, the Wrecking Ball Collector's Edition, is absolutely broken because every single first truck or stiff arm you do, it's going to work, and you're going to animate and break the tackle or fall forward. So very glitchy. Honestly, all you really need on this card is Wrecking Ball and whatever X Factor you want to run, which to me is probably going to be, you can do Freight Train. I don't like the Freight Train just because it's a little bit harder to activate. Like, you got to rush 5 times for 10 yards. But if it does light up, it's unstoppable, so it won't shut off, and you basically be unstoppable, but literally unstoppable. But I think Angry Runs is probably the better one because it'll light up a lot more and turn on and off throughout the game just kind of naturally. So Payton Hillis, to me, does play better than Derrick Henry. To me, he falls like Derrick Henry, but moves better. He's just more well-rounded because he has a good juke move and things like that, and also can catch passes and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I would definitely say Payton Hillis over Derrick Henry after using both the card. And finally, last but not least, we got the running back, Mike Vick. I do think this is the best running back in the game right now. 95 speed, 96 acceleration, good agility, pretty much moves like Barry Sanders, but it's a little bit taller, and, 215 is nice as well. Good carrying, no truck or stiff arm or anything like that, but it's a good juke move and also a very good pass catcher across the board. With 91 deep route, 91 deep route is crazy. 88 short, even good catching traffic, good spec catch. So Mike Vick really nice, and obviously this man is going to have, look, my mouse lets me hit the abilities button. He's going to have the good abilities as well. So Leapfrog is actually not a bad thing to run. I think right now the best setup on Mike Vick is going with Yak 'em Up, Energizer, so this man will basically never run out of stamina. I don't know if Energizer is worth it for 1 AP, but for 0, why not run it, right? I think it's better than Joystick and Leapfrog as far as his discounted abilities go. So Yak 'em Up, basically what it is, Marshall Faulk gets it as well. You're going to break the first tackle after you catch a football. So if you're someone that throws the ball to your running back a lot, or, even you can put him up there at slot receiver, for example, with those route running stats. If you want to, while he has the X Factor, probably a little bit easier to throw the ball out wide than out of the backfield. So having that, it's pretty wild. And then if we go over here to the abilities, he of course does get Freight Train, Cover Athlete, which again only Barry Sanders gets, and that's 6 rushing the ball for 1 yard 6 times. I always get confused for some reason when I gotta read that, but that's obviously pretty broken. And obviously you guys probably thinking, well, he does get no discounted jukebox. If you want to, you could go with the Evasive Unstoppable, which is very easy to activate. There's 6 carries and you're gonna have the Unstoppable Evasive, but to me, The juke move is so good in this game where you should be fine with it. I'm going to put Yak him up. I think the Yak him up ability with Energizer, and I would probably then say Freight Train for the X Factor. That's what I would run on Mike Vick, but because literally every single time you throw the ball to him out of the backfield, he breaks the first tackle. And to me, probably Freight Train or Angry Runs is probably better and more practical, but think about it, a lot of the time you're throwing the ball to your running back, there's only like one or two guys that you got to beat, especially if it's like a check down or something like that, out in the flat quick. Like, that is super frustrating to start to have to face. And I would rather actually have to stop the run than have to stop a guy hitting the flats to his running back and running, left, right, or flats. Like, wherever he's going, I'd rather would try to stop a run than stop that. So I'm going to go Mike Vick at number 1. Payton Hillis, number 2. Derrick Henry, 3. Barry Sanders, 4. And at number 5, I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey. Let me know down in the comment section again what running back you're running right now. Let me know who's too high, who's too low. What did I get wrong? Let me know down in the comment section. And of course, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.